यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र
सर्वं च मयि पश्यति अस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि सचे मे न प्रणश्यति यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति अस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि सचे मे न प्रणश्यति यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति अस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि सचे मे न प्रणश्यति
यो मां पश्यति सर्वत्र सर्वं च मयि पश्यति तस्याहं न प्रणश्यामि स च मे न प्रणश्यति
Word to word meaning. Yeah, whoever, Mam, me, Pashyati, sees, Sarvatra, everywhere, Sarvam, everything, Cha, and Mai, in me, Pashyati, sees, Tasya, for him, Aham, I, Na, not, Pranashyami, am lost, Sa, he, Cha, also, me, to me, Na, nor, Pranashyati, is lost. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Prabhupada ki jai. For one who sees me everywhere, please repeat after me. For one who sees me everywhere, and sees everything in me, I am never lost. Nor is he ever lost to me. Purport. A person in Krishna consciousness certainly sees Lord Krishna everywhere, and he sees everything in Krishna. Such a person may appear to see all separate manifestations of material nature, but in each and every instant, he is conscious of Krishna, knowing that everything is manifestation of Krishna's energy. Nothing can exist without Krishna, and Krishna is the Lord of everything. This is a basic principle of Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is the development of love of Krishna, a position transcendental even to material liberation. At this stage of Krishna consciousness, beyond self-realization, devotee becomes one with Krishna in the sense that Krishna becomes everything for him, for the devotee, and the devotee becomes full in loving Krishna. An intimate relationship between Lord and his devotee exists. In that state, the living entity can never be annihilated, nor is the personality of Godhead ever out of the sight of the devotee. To merge in Krishna is spiritual annihilation. The devotee takes no such risk. It is stated in Brahma Samhita 5.38. Ramanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanina Santa Sadaiva Desi Vilokayam Yam Sam Sandaram Achinta Guna Swarupam Govindam Adi Purusam Tamham Bhajami. I worship the primary Lord Govinda, who is always seen by the devotee whose eyes are anointed with the pulp of love. He is seen in his eternal form of Shyam Sundar, situated within the heart of the devotee. At this stage, Lord Krishna never disappears from the sight of the devotee, nor does the devotee ever lose sight of the Lord. In the case of a yogi who sees the Lord as Paramatma within the heart, the same applies. Such a yogi turns into a pure devotee and cannot bear to live for a moment without seeing the Lord within himself. Namo Vishnuvaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Siddhara Swami. Namo Vishnuvaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachari Nirvisesa Sunyavati Paschatya Desvatari. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakti. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So here is Krishna telling about seeing him everywhere and all the time, and how one can see Krishna all the time everywhere, and how we can understand that in relationship to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's preaching movement of Sankirtan. Lord Sri Krishna, known as Lila Purushottam, Lord Sri Chandra, known as Maryada Purushottam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is same as Krishna, known as Prem Purushottam. He is the one who is teaching love, Supreme Personality of Godhead. He appeared as a devotee of the Lord to teach how to love Supreme Personality of Godhead, how to love himself with himself. But that is what his teachings are. And here is Krishna mentioning about how to see Lord everywhere and all the time. If you analyze Krishna's Bhagavad Gita, I mentioned today one more verse in this Mangalacharan. Sarvopadik, not Sarvopadik, but Parthavasta Bhakti Gopta, Uddam Gopta. That verse indicates about Krishna's milking the cow. In this verse it is mentioned that Lord Krishna is a cowherd boy and he is milking the cow. And the nectar, which is a nectarian drink, is being drunk by the calf. Arjuna is made as a calf in this case. All these Upanishads, there are so many Upanishads, they are on top of the Vedanta, and especially out of 108 Upanishads, when Krishna, as a cowherd boy, cowherd man, milking the cow, milking all those Upanishads, which are 108 one. Of course, out of those, Gita Upanishad is one of the top of the Upanishads. All Upanishads came from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. They came from breathing of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But Gita Upanishad, which is called Bhagavad Gita, which is we are reading today, that came from the lips of Lord Sri Krishna himself. Rest of them, they came from the breathing of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So you can see the importance of Gita, Gita Upanishad, Gita. Krishna being the cowherd boy, milking the cow, milking all those Upanishads. And finally, one of the Upanishads came out of those, and that is Gita Upanishad. And the nectarian milk or the amrit of this Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is drinking as a calf. Arjuna is a bhatta vatsa. Vatsa is a calf. Of course, when there is a cow will give only milk when there is a calf there available. Otherwise, no milk is possible from the cow if calf is not there. So fortunately, calf is Arjuna here. Cows are all these Upanishads. The milkman or the milking man is Lord Sri Krishna. And Arjuna is tasting this nectarian milk of Bhagavad Gita. That is the milk, that is the nectarian amrit of the Bhagavad Gita. Unfortunately, this nectarian taste, people have no taste for this nectarian amrit or this amrita. We see all kinds of advertise outside. Wherever you go, sometimes visit the places, come and drink, cool beer, cool this, many things we see the advertisement. We put the advertisement here for coming here for drinking this nectar. Of course, there they have to pay a lot of prices. Here we are telling them, it's going to be given to you free, this nectar, which is a very nectarian milk, which is a very nectarian thing. Come here and drink it, and it's free. But they will not come because unfortunately, they have not developed the taste for this milk. One has to develop the taste. Sudhir Bhokta, one has to develop a taste for this nectarian milk. Otherwise, they will not come. They have developed a taste for all other kinds of material things. Unfortunately, they have not developed the taste for this nectarian milk which is coming out from Krishna's lips, which is nothing but the Bhagavad Gita. So that milk or that nectarian milk is available to us. Actually, it is available for all of us. Drink it as much possible as you can. But that is available to us. Actually, this Bhagavad Gita, as is mentioned, that it was spoken by Krishna to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. It was not for Arjuna really in one sense. Arjuna is a great devotee of the Lord, eternal associate of the Lord. He does not need any instruction, but Arjuna is posing himself on behalf of us and we are the one who getting benefit out of it. This kind of logic or this kind of understanding is mentioned in some other scriptures as Sakha Chandra, Nyaya Sakha Chandra. It's kind of some kind of logic is there. In the logic that when you want to say something, you just point out to somebody else and ultimately you fulfill your purpose. That is called logic. And Sakha Chandra logic. Sakha means branches, Chandra means moon, and logic means this kind of logic that I'm going to explain to you how this is. If you see, sometimes there is a full moon sky, there is a full moon in the sky, and some child is bothering his mother that I want something. The mother shows him, oh, there is a silver, abundant silver plate in the sky, look at it. But unfortunately, child cannot look at it because some branches of the tree are obstructing the vision. When the branches, there is some space in between the branches, then that moon can be seen. Otherwise, the moon is being obstructed by these all branches of the tree. So child keeps on asking, where is the moon? Where is the moon? Where is the moon? I want it, I want it. Mother says, look in the sky, look in the sky. But you cannot see. But when there is some space in between the branches, then the child can see the moon all of a sudden. So that is how this logic, that in order to see the moon, mother is showing the child through the branches that moon. It's not directly child is seeing the moon, but through the branches. There is some space in the branches move. Space comes up between the branches and child can see the moon. Otherwise, branches come and obstruct the vision of the moon. Similarly, here Krishna is giving instruction to Arjuna for the benefit of all living beings. Through Arjuna, he is giving benefit to all of us. This through the branches, mother is giving the vision of this moon. Similarly, Krishna is giving all this instruction to us through Arjuna. So that is the instruction. That is called Chandra Sakha logic, the logic of this moon and the branches. So here Krishna is telling him about Arjuna's position. And as we say, this verse clearly indicates about seeing Krishna all the time. Who can see Krishna all the time? How one can see Krishna all the time? And that is the question, or that is the some point we are going to discuss about who can see Krishna, how we can see Krishna all the time, and then how we can understand his position. Krishna, as I mentioned, Purna Purushottam, Lila Purushottam, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is not different than Krishna, is called Prem Purushottam. He is the one who shows how to love God, how to love the God by inaugurating Sankirtan movement. When Krishna left the planet, he left two instructions of Bhagavad Gita, Manmanabho Madbhakto, and two instructions, the two important instructions that Manmanabho Bhakto and Sarva Dharman Paritijya Mahamekam Sarnam. These are the two instructions, he left it. And these two instructions, he made sure that one should keep his mind constantly fixed on Krishna and then give up all kinds of other religiosity and surrender. So he's giving us two instructions, fixing the mind all the time on him and giving up all other kind of, take the sarnagati, take the surrender to Krishna. These two instructions are given by Krishna. But unfortunately, he did not give us any practical examples how to surrender and how to keep the mind on Krishna all the time. He left that halfway, that part he is playing. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to come in order to fulfill that part mission, that how to fix the mind all the time in Krishna and how to surrender to Krishna. Surrendering process is showing and how to fix mind all the time Krishna. And by fixing the mind, it's mentioned that if you fix your mind all the time Krishna, if you think all the time for Krishna, then you will be able to see Krishna alone. Pure devotees of the Lord sees Krishna everywhere. And a very good example of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, son of Hiranyakasipu, when Hiranyakasipu totally becomes agitated with him, he decided to kill him ultimately. And then he asked Prahlad Maharaj the last point, that do you see Krishna everywhere? He said, I see Krishna everywhere. He was surprised that he says everywhere. He is a pure devotee, that's why he can see Krishna everywhere. We are going to go into detail that who can see Krishna everywhere. This is just beginning of the example of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj is I Krishna all the time everywhere. So Hiranyakasipu asked the question, do you see the Hiranyakasipu asked Prahlad Maharaj, do you see the Bhagwan or do you see your God in this pillar? He said, yes, I see everywhere, he is there also. Hiranyakashipu was little surprised, of course, then what happened, we know the story. But Prahlad Maharaj was able to see Krishna all the time, everywhere. A pure devotee of the Lord sees Krishna everywhere, all the time. And here is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu teaching that how to see Krishna all the time, everywhere. He is going to teach us. And he is the one who is teaching. He himself came to propagate. Krishna left, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came after that, and he is proving. He is telling that somehow Krishna has not given this mission of giving the mercy to all living beings. I am going to go there, appear, and giving the mercy or bestow the mercy to all living beings of service. First thing. Then he said, I am going to go myself and propagate Sankirtan movement so that people can participate and they can dance with that. He said, Chari Bhava Bhakti Diya Prema Sankirtan. He mentioned this thing that with the 4 different kinds of moods, people will dance and people will take the Sankirtan movement. 4 different moods. We have different kind of relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are 5 different relationships mentioned. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected one of the relationships, San. There are 5 mellows with which we can, by which we can develop relationship with Krishna. San, Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, like that. Unfortunately, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected the first San and he kept away Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. That's 4 bhava. So by these 4 mellows, you can develop our relationship with Krishna. And he said that by these 4 bhavas, I will make the whole world dance over for Sankirtan. Third thing he mentioned, that I must go and preach this movement myself. It has to be set by the example. It is not just I keep on saying this thing and I don't practice myself. He said I want to practice myself and I want to show them because practice is very necessary. So he understood that example is better than the precept. It's not just keep on giving the advice and don't practice anything. One must practice something before you can preach something. Otherwise, preaching is not going to be. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charit mentioned, अपने आचार्य के ना करे प्रचार प्रचार कर ना करे आचार्य. Our Krishna conscious movement is a preaching movement, and in preaching it is mentioned अपने आचार्य के ना करे प्रचार. Krishna conscious movement is preaching movement, but he is not preaching, but he is just practicing. No, that's not enough. अपने आचार्य के ना करे प्रचार करे के ना करे आचार्य. He is preaching, but he is not practicing. He must practice and he must preach together. Otherwise, there will not be any impact on the. Otherwise, there won't be any effect on the people in general because they said he is just pretender. He is just hypocrite. He is just saying something and he is not practicing himself. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decided to come himself and to preach and practice, and he sought. So he came as a devotee. Even though he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he came in the form or in the swarup of devotee, and he himself is preaching and he himself is also practicing. That is the one of these. These are the 2 points by which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu preached Krishna consciousness, one by which he preached this Sankirtan. Coming to the point of again this how to see Krishna all the time, where to see Krishna all the time. It is mentioned that we have different kinds of levels of consciousness. Every living being has different kinds of levels of consciousness. It is mentioned in Shastra there are different 5 kinds of levels of consciousness. One is the covered consciousness, another is a sunken consciousness, another is a viksit, another is a budding consciousness, another is a blossoming consciousness, and the last one is fully blossom consciousness. 5 kinds of consciousness: covered consciousness, budding covered consciousness, shrunken consciousness, budding consciousness, blossoming consciousness, and fully blossom consciousness. All living entities fall within these groups, most of the living entities. Especially we know about 8,400,000 species of life. Out of those 400,000 species are human beings. Rest of them, 8 million species, are under the different categories. 8 million species, they come under the shrubs, trees, animals, plants, so many different birds. These are all different kinds of species. They fall under the 8 million different species of life and 400,000 human beings. These human beings, 400,000 human beings have developed consciousness. But the rest of the 8 million, they don't have any developed consciousness. They have either their consciousness is covered or their consciousness is shrunken. You will be surprised that what kind of covered consciousness can be there. Rocks, mountains, they are also conscious. But their consciousness is so covered consciousness that practically we cannot even feel it or we cannot even see it. If you don't know, for your knowledge, when these archa vigrahas are made from the stones, the person, they know whether this stone or this marble is live or not. By some physical test, he will come to know that this rock is a live rock. His consciousness is so much covered that practically invisible to any being, except an expert person will know that this rock is a live rock, and from that rock, these archa vigrahas are carved. So archa vigraha carving is not just from any other rock, they are live rock. Their consciousness is covered consciousness. They are totally unconscious from our viewpoint. It's totally covered. But their consciousness is there, and these few experts can find out whether these rocks are live or not. That's called covered consciousness. Sunken consciousness, all other living entities, except human species, they have covered consciousness, sunken consciousness. That consciousness is sunken. That's all. They don't develop their consciousness. Animals, birds, reptiles, trees, they are all conscious. But their consciousness is so much sunken that practically they cannot develop their consciousness at all. Development of consciousness is not possible. That's why we don't see animals, birds, or reptiles, or worms, or trees come and participate in blossoming their consciousness. No, they won't, because their consciousness is totally sunken. They have no ability to do anything like that. And the rest of these human beings, which are 400,000 human beings, they have this three different kind of consciousness. One is called budding, another is called blossoming, and the last one is fully blossomed consciousness. Budding consciousness is birds. You know, the birds come out and then they slowly open up with some proper water and proper sunshine and proper they open up and they become blossom. And then at particular time it will fully blossom, fully open up. Fully blossom consciousness is the consciousness in which one can see Krishna everywhere and all the time. This is the consciousness where one can see Krishna all the time. Budding consciousness, which is just opening up, is just trying it, he will not be able to see Krishna. He will be able to see Krishna, but not everywhere and all the time. Blossom consciousness, he will be able to see Krishna many places, but not all the time. But fully blossom consciousness, which is called Krishna consciousness. This consciousness can see the person all the time, everywhere Krishna. So that is fully blossom consciousness. That is the consciousness Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is concerned. Unfortunately, in this material world, people have not developed any of those kind of, very few. Handful of people have developed this consciousness. Most of the people in this material world, their consciousness is either the material consciousness or Srila Prabhupada used to mention, or some places it is mentioned, they have the as consciousness. Unfortunately, this word is used. Vast majority of people are involved in sense gratification. Their purpose is to live and enjoy. Their purpose is ahara, nidra, bhaya, that's all. They have these four basic activities. Most of them are involved. Eating, sleeping, mating, and dependence. That's all. There are four activities. These are the four activities. Vast majority of people are involved in it. So that is their mentality. If you see, usually you don't see, of course, asses over here, but if you are in India, actually you see the asses carrying the heavy loads of these heavy loads, and they just carry it. And then sometimes master splashing, bing, bing, and he keeps moving. Why is he moving? Only for two purposes. He is interested only in two things, his belly and genital. That's the interest of ass, nothing else. He has no interest. He is waiting for some grass to be given to him, and then he is waiting for the sex with the other partner. That's all. That is his ass mentality. So similarly, if you become involved in this kind of eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, which vast majority of people are not, ahara is the boy mutinum, samanya pasubinarana, dharmoni tesa adhika viseso, dharmoni nahi pasubi samana. Prabhupada used to quote this verse quite often. These four activities, ahara is the boy mutinum. Every living entity, all 8,400,000 species of living entities, they have all these four activities common. Ahar, nidra, bhaya, and vachana. Eating, sleeping, mating, and depending. They have ways to protect, they have different ways to defend, they have different ways to eat, they have different ways to do it. But all of them are involved in the four basic activities: sleeping, eating, mating, and defending. All living beings. That's why it is mentioned, Ahadandra Vaibhutin, Samanyam Etat, Pasudhi Narana. These four activities are common to Pasu and human beings. All living beings, human, Pasu, and living beings. Dharman Hiteso Adhika Visheso. But for human beings, there is something more, Dharma. Dharman Hiteso Adhika Visheso, Dharman Hinahi Pasudhi Saman. And if you have not developed the Dharma, then you are no better than animals. Maybe you are two-legged animals, that's all. But if you have not developed your Dharma, and Dharma means on which you are sustained. Dharma word comes from the root word Dri. Dri means something being sustained by that. Like sugar is sustained by sweet nature. Chili is sustained by its hot nature. So living being is sustained by its nature. By what nature? That nature is to be discovered. That is the nature. Living entity is sustained by this nature, and that nature is a loving nature. All living beings have loving propensities. They have that loving and service attitude. All living beings have service attitude. All the time, all the human beings, they are always serving in one or the other stage. In this stage you are serving something, in that stage you are serving something, in another stage you are serving. But service attitude is there all the time. Living being is recognized by right from the birth. Living entity is serving something. Whether he is serving his appetite, hunger, or he is serving his family, he is serving the society, he is serving the country, he is serving his boss, he is serving. All the time this servitude is attached to the human being, by which it is recognized. No animal, no living being will be doing no service. Either he will be doing some service on a mental platform, physical platform, or some platform. He will be doing all the time. Servitude should be always attached with them. So living beings are recognized by the servitude person. And that is something more to the living being. That is something more to the human being. By that they can understand the drug, by which they are sustained, and we are being sustained by this servitude. Now, who to serve is something different. That's something else comes in. That is a discussion on a different platform. But everybody is serving something, but we have forgotten our original constitutional position. We have forgotten our real identity. Because our real identity is Aham Brahmasmi, and I am an eternal servant of Krishna. That's my real identity and that's my real understanding. So I should be serving Krishna. But in place of serving Krishna, I will be serving something. I will be serving Maya. I will be serving Maya or some other forms of Maya. But I will be definitely serving this kind of thing. So one has to have that service attitude that it cannot be separated from us. Servitude cannot be separated from me. I will be serving all the time. Unless I am dead, then I will not be serving. Otherwise, I will be serving all the time, continuously. I will be serving something, either by mind, either this, or either that, or either that, or that. Unfortunately, we have misplaced our servitude attitude. Unfortunately, we don't know who to serve really. We have been serving with the hope of getting some satisfaction, peace, and happiness. But unfortunately, we don't get it. We try to serve our society. We try to serve, of course, first of all, our relatives, with the hope of giving some happiness, peace, and satisfaction. Sometimes we get, sometimes we run into big difficulty. We don't get. Sometimes we run into big difficulty. We try to serve society with the hope that society will give me some happiness and peace and satisfaction. Sometimes society turns around and throws you out of the society, or you are running into trouble. Sometimes we try to serve country, sometimes we are to somebody. With the hope of getting something, we don't get all the time. We feel frustrated. So we keep on changing something. In our job situation, we keep on changing the job with the hope of getting more money, more satisfaction, more happiness, and we keep on changing things. We don't keep on one place and all the time at the same time. So we keep on changing with the hope of getting some feeling of satisfaction and happiness. We don't get it because we have misplaced our servitude. Because we have not understood our real position. We think that I will serve this, I will get my peace and happiness. But we have forgotten that we not that by service you will get. Actually, I am an eternal servant of Krishna. Jivara Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. I am an eternal servant of Krishna. And if I serve Krishna, I will get everything from him. We have forgotten this thing. And we keep on serving all kinds of forms of Maya with the hope of getting some these and these and these and that, but we don't get it. So one has to understand that one must serve. His real position is a servitorship to the Krishna. And that is called the bhakti. When you start serving Krishna, that is the definition of bhakti given in Bhakti Rasana Sindhu also. That is the bhakti. Bhakti means to serve Krishna, devotional surrender. Abhideya now, Kaviraj Goswami mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Abhideya Nama Bhakti Prema Prajna, Purusartha Shiromani Prema Mahadev. Abhideya means functional duty of the living being. We have in Bhagavad Gita, there are 4 Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. There are 4 verses, 8.10, 11, 12, 10.8, 9 and 10. These are the 4 verses of Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. And those Bhagavad Gita verses mainly come or mainly teach us the 3 different relationships. Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana. Bhagavad Gita understand. Jiva Goswami stressed so much on this Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana. Sambandha means our relationship with Krishna. We are all eternally related with Krishna. We have a relationship with Krishna. And if we establish that relationship, that is called Sambandha relationship. Abhideya, after establishing the relation, we have some duty towards that relation. It is not that I have established a Sambandha, I have established some relationship, I have no duties towards the relationship. I have relationship, then I have duty towards it. And the actions towards the relationship is called Abhideya. Actions, activities. So that is called Abhideya. And after all, relationship and activities are there, then I have some definite goal to get something out of that. And that is called Prayojana. And Prayojana is Prem Mahadev. So it is mentioned, Kaviraj Goswami mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Abhideya Nama Bhakti. Abhideya means devotional service is called Bhakti. Abhideya Nama Bhakti, Prema Prayojana. The goal of that Bhakti is love of Godhead. Purusartha Shiromani Prema Mahadev. This is the best services one can do. Purusartha, of all the activities, one must perform this topmost activity of doing service to Krishna. Purusartha is Prema Mahadev, and that is the greatest wealth from the earth, which cannot be taken from. Everything you possess in this material world, ultimately it will be separated from you at one or the other time. It's not going to stay with you, it's not going to come with you. We came empty-handed and we go empty-handed. So there is no question that we are going to take anything with us. But only this Prem Mahadam will come with you everywhere, anywhere you go. So that is why it's the greatest wealth that one can keep and one can have and one can carry all the time. There is a Prem Mahadam. And this Prem Mahadam, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach that this Prem Mahadam is teaching us how to love Supreme Personality of Godhead. Loving relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead is very important factor in this development. And by that relationship, we will be able to see Krishna all the time. That's why I mentioned the fully frozen consciousness is a consciousness which is called the highest Krishna consciousness, which is not a material consciousness, it is a spiritual consciousness, and by which one can see Krishna all the time. Sarvatra, I can see Krishna all the time, everywhere, and all the time I will be able to see Krishna. And I will be able to experience the presence of Krishna all the time. Otherwise, it will be just, also it is mentioned, otherwise it will be just diving on surface. Another synonyms for this ocean is Garbharatna. Ocean is full of jewels, ratnas, and those jewels are in the deepest part of the ocean. If you keep on going and swimming on surface level, you will be able to catch only fish, nothing but there. But you must go to the deepermost part, and then you will see the jewel. Similarly, this bhakti, in this bhakti you have to go deeper and deeper and deeper. It's mentioned that when sugarcane juice is boiled, it becomes solid ultimately. It becomes like a sugar. And if you keep on boiling still, it becomes like a sugar misfish only. Can't be misfish. It becomes like that. So if you keep on doing this thing, if you keep on going deeper and deeper and deeper in this Krishna consciousness, then you will come to know that you will get some highest taste. You will get really the jewel from this water. As we get from the ocean, by going deeper and deeper and deeper, you get some jewels out of the ocean. Similarly, by going deeper and deeper and deeper into Bhakti Yoga, you will come out with some jewels, which jewel is nothing but it is called a Prem jewel. The Prem, the love of God. That jewel you can get it. So that is the Prem jewel. Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach us that you can get this And it is mentioned, just by chanting the holy name, one can come to the point of getting that well deeper in the mind. It is mentioned. Kaviraj Goswami mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita again, there are different levels of this prem level, different level. He said it begins from the sneh, prem, man, pranay. Then there are different levels, and last level comes up of the Ada, Radha, Mandak Bhav, where the mellow or the devotion comes very close to Radharani. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in the form, in the mood of Radharani. He is the one who is teaching Mahanyak Bhav, that's the Radharani Bhav. And by the Radharani Bhav, you can develop love, so much love that you can see Krishna everywhere all the time. So that is what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching, that by this kind of process, one can come to understanding that one can see. That's why his verse is mentioning Sarvatamai Patras, I will see Krishna all the time everywhere. And we give you the example of Prahlad Maharaj, where he can see Krishna everywhere. He did see Krishna everywhere. And he was saved by Krishna all that at the same time. So this is the relationship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching of. So as I mentioned, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Prem Purushottam. And he came to teach this Prem love of Godhead. And this law of his method is not very complex. His method is simple. Very simple method, the chanting of the holy name. Sankirtan movement. He came to preach Sankirtan movement. He himself showed the Sankirtan movement. He was participating in it, and he was teaching us about the Sankirtan movement. And the Sankirtan movement is congregational chanting, or individual chanting is called japa. By doing this process, of course there are some small requirements in there, but this we are not going to the details of those. But it is mentioned by this chanting of the holy name, one can come to the platform of loving Krishna, and one can see Krishna all the time, everywhere, all the time. So this is the process Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach us, and that's the verse indicating ultimately that how to see Krishna all the time, everywhere. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.